Hello everyone and welcome back. This is Elan Academia and you're watching our YouTube channel. Before watching this video, I recommend you to watch part 1 of this e-commerce dashboard tutorial series. The link to part 1 video is given in the description. In this video, we will learn to build this dynamic dashboard from scratch. So let's begin with the data tab, which represents the data for 9 months. And we have 6 columns: the date, country, region, product, sold units, selling price per unit, sales revenue. The date is from January 20 to September 20. These are country, regions, and products. As you know, we have 4 products. These are sold units, selling price for each product, and their respective sales revenue. So first select this whole data. Copy it by pressing Ctrl C. Go to tutorial, pivot tables, Ctrl V, Alt HOI, arrange it. Alright. Now the next step is keep it selected. Go to Home tab, Format as table. Select any format you like. Let's select this one. Okay, just check this box. My table has headers because we have first row is actually the headers. Right, there you go. Now our data table is ready. Alright, in the next step we will learn to create pivot table. And just to remember that pivot tables require data tables. And we cannot create pivot table without converting the raw data into the data table. So that is why we have created this data table. And before proceeding further, let's name this data table. Go to table design, write the name table 2, press enter. There you go. Okay, now let's create pivot table. Select here, go to insert, click pivot table, select the table arrange, type table 2, existing worksheet, add this data to the model, check this box, press OK. Bingo! Now we have our first pivot table. Now let's add field items in the table. Alright, just squeeze it a little bit. Okay, fine. So we have in table 2, we have date, country, region, product, sold units, selling price per unit, and sales revenue. Let's create the first one. Okay, put the date in the rows. Alright, and the sales revenue to values. Okay, mark it as sum of sales value. Alright, that's fine. Now let's create our second pivot table. Give it some space. Go to insert, add pivot table. Same thing, give the range again. Table 2, add this data to data model. Press OK. Alright, this is our second pivot table. Now the second pivot table, we need country in the rows, and again the sales revenue as the values. Okay, that's great. And let's create fourth one. Go to insert, add pivot table, select the range, table 2, add this data to data model, press OK. Here it is. Third one, we need product in the columns and the sales units in values. Here it is, sum of sales units. Alright, that's fine. Alright, let's create our last pivot table. Insert, pivot table, select the table arrange, that is table 2, add this data to data model, press OK. Alright, date to the rows and product to the columns, and sales revenue to the values. I'll close this feed, and there we are. That's great. Okay, before we create our charts, let's build the dashboard layout in the tutorial dashboard tab. Let's go to tutorial dashboard and start building the dashboard. Okay, to build dashboard, first clear the layout, remove the grid lines, zoom out a little bit so we can have a larger view. Go to insert, illustration, pictures. You can use any picture you like, use online pictures. Alright, type dark wood, select your desired picture. For the background, use this one, insert. Okay, that's fine. Now first let's get rid of it, press delete. There you go. Select it, extend it upside, adjust it like this, extend it on the right side, extend it a little bit below. Alright, that's fine. Now let's right click on the format picture, go to picture. I like the darker one. Increase the sharpness up to 50% and reduce the brightness to 50% more. Yes, that's fine. Alright, that looks fine. Now let's quickly set the layout. Go to insert, illustration, add another shape. We are draw it. Okay. Now just shape it. Wait, that's fine. Go right click, format shape, go to line, remove the line, go to fill. We use gradient colors. Okay, remove the second one. Okay, we need this color. Select your color. I use purple color. Okay, here's this one. Select it with white. That looks great. Set the transparency to around white is 40%. Okay, fine. And position it a little bit more to 45%. Okay, that looks good. And position it to up to 60%. Okay, that looks great. Now press Ctrl C, copy it and paste it again over here. Reduce the size, change it here, shape format. Okay, increase its height to 0.6. Okay, that's fine. And width just 6. That looks good. Okay. Right, press Ctrl C, Ctrl V, copy it, paste it down below, and copy it, paste it, arrange it here. Right, and increase the width size to just. Alright, here we are. Plug it over here. Okay, that looks very perfect and very in line. Alright, the next step is to align these shapes furthermore. Select these two, go to shape format, align, press align center. Now select these two, repeat the process, align center. Okay, fine. Now these two, align bottom, and for these two repeat the process, align bottom. There you go. Okay, it's time to create the charts. Let's move to tutorial pivot tables tab, and here we are. Okay, the first step is to select the pivot table, go to design, remove the subtotals. Not show subtotals, grand totals, off rows and columns. Repeat this process for pivot tables. Off, select this one, design, not sure, you don't need them, and we will manually calculate the totals if we need it. Okay, that's fine. That looks great. Now ready to create charts. Okay, let's first create the sales revenue bar chart. And just remember that we will create our custom formatting for charts and graphs. And to keep that formatting, we need to get the pivot data and not directly create the charts from this pivot table. Alright, to get the pivot data, we have two options. First is to press equal and get the pivot data like this, but we have to do it manually for each of the month. To avoid that step, we will use another way. Press equal, we will use the J column and the row is 5, and we got the January. So shift down, press Ctrl D and Ctrl R. There we go. And another thing that we will do, we will adjust this formula. If there would be any zero figure, the cell reflects the empty. We write the formula like this: if J5 is equal to 0, then this is the empty sign. We use two inverted commas. Otherwise, J5, yeah, that's the formula. Okay, Control D, formula is pasted down below. We use it same like this. If K5 is equal to 0, show empty. Otherwise, K5. Here we are. So Control D. Okay, that's fine. Now select this data, go to Insert tab, here, select this nested column chart, bring it over here, press Ctrl X, Ctrl V, paste it here, adjust it over here, and let's start formatting. Okay, to format this chart, first delete the chart title, then right click on the format plot area, fill, no fill, then select the outer part, no fill, and the border is also no fill. Delete these lines. Now press Ctrl F1 so our ribbon will show up. Select this axis, change the color to white, increase the font size to 14, that looks perfect. Change the color to, and then a little bit more, 16, yeah, that looks perfect. Right click, just select it, and then we have the format data series already open. Go to gradient color, we have two colors appearing, select it, then change the color to blue. We have another one is white. Okay, blue position is would be around, that looks good. Okay, transparency should be set at 70%. That's great. Now go to white color, position is okay. Transparency would be 50%. Position, increase the position to, just decrease it to 76. Yeah, that looks perfect. Okay, move here, go to glow, select the blue color, let's reduce the size to 4. There we are. Go to this tab, select the gap width to 100%. This will increase the size of our bars, so these will look pretty. Now go to this tab over here to access options, go to number, select it to currency, set the decimal place to 0. This is already $sign. There we are. This is our first chart created perfectly. And yes, another thing, we need to remove this line. Go here, remove it, no fill, no line. That's all. Alright, let's move to tutorial pivot tables. Alright, now let's learn how to create a map chart and a heat map chart on the Excel by using the pivot tables. We have this pivot table that we already created by using this data table, and now in the J column we have the country regions appearing, and in the K column we have their respective revenues, the total revenues. Now first let's get the pivot table data by using the formula that we used in the previous calculation. Equals, just not copy paste it and repeat the process again, so we will learn it. If J22 equals 0, then empty, otherwise J22, close bracket. That's fine. Shift it right, Control D, shift down. That's great. Right, total revenue. That's perfect. Select the whole series, go to Insert tab, Maps. Yeah, there you go. We have our heat map chart created. Select it, press Ctrl X, bring it to our dashboard area like this, Ctrl V. There we are. Arrange it a little bit. Let's see what this I button says. We plotted 86% duplications from your data with high confidence. Okay, that's perfectly fine. Okay, select the outer part, select no fill, no line. That's great. Now go to Format Chart Design button and select this orange color button. Increase the size of the map. We will adjust the sizes later on when we will be closing the dashboard. Delete the chart title and select this part where we have the total revenue numbers are appearing. Go to Home, increase the size a little bit first, change the font color, then we will see. I think so 14 is perfectly fine. Alright, let's move to tutorial pivot tables and proceed with our next chart. Alright, for these unit souls. Alright, let's learn how to create a funnel chart by using pivot table, which was previously created by using this data table. Now let's get the pivot data by using our if statement. Press if J38, alright, equals 0, then empty, otherwise J38. Close brackets, sum of sold units, drag it down, Control R, Control C, Control V, and there you go. We have the data now. Okay, so select this one. For the data we have 4 products and their respective unit sold. Go to Insert, go to Recommended Charts, select this one. This is the funnel chart. You can also select it from the funnel. Right, select it. There you go. Now we have our funnel chart. Press Ctrl X, go to Tutorial Dashboard, paste it over here. Press Ctrl F1 to hide the ribbon. Alright, now place it over here. Now let's start formatting. Okay, to format the funnel chart, first let's click right, format plot area, click no fill, no line. Alright, click the outer part, no fill, no line. There we have. Then delete the chart title and press Ctrl F1, let the ribbon appear, scroll it down. Alright, first change the text to here. Increase the font size to 14. These are the data label. Change it to 15. Increase it to 16. That's fine. Okay. Now the next thing that we have to do is select the bars over here and then click to no border. Go to gradient color. Alright, it picked the already color that was behind it. Okay, let's change it. Select this one be white. No, alright, let's just invert it. Okay, that's good. First position it, change the color to this blue. That's good, that looks good. Okay, for the blue position, let's take it to over there, and then set the transparency to 30%, brightness to -50%. That looks good. Okay, for the white color, set the position to this, transparency to around 80% to make it even more brighter, and brightness -5%. That's perfectly fine. And another thing, go to here, select this axis, click no line, and there we have it. I think so we just have to increase a little bit. Alright, so there we are. Now we have created our funnel chart. Alright, now let's go back again to tutorial pivot tables and create our last chart, which is sales revenue by product. Okay, now we'll again learn to create the clustered column chart by using the pivot table, which was previously created by using this data table. Now first let's repeat the process and get the pivot data by using our if statement. If column is J47 equals 0, then empty, otherwise J47. That's great. Now Control R and Control D. Here you are, and copy this, Control C to Control V, and we have this our data. Alright, now let's select the range, go to Insert, and cluster chart. Here we have our chart. Press Ctrl X, go to tutorial dashboard, and paste it here. There we are. Now we have created our cluster chart, and let's format it. Okay, to format it, first delete the chart title, select the outer part, go to the fill section, go no fill, no line, select the inner outlay, no fill, no line, select these inner lines, press delete. Now change the font color to white, increase the size to 14. Okay, now select this one, increase it to 16. Right, color to 15, that increase it again to 14, change this color to white. Okay, the next part is to select it, go to axis section, the number, select it to currency, decimal places keep it 2, and we have already the $sign. Alright, now select this section, go to the fill tab, say no fill, no line, and also select no fill, no line for this axis. Alright, that's perfectly great. Now color these bars. Actually we will use the solid colors for them, as we have previously used gradient color in the whole dashboard, but to use the gradient color over here will be a much more cluster in it too, because that will add much more cluster, so that we will use solid fill here. Let's choose blue color, set the transparency to 50%. Alright, for the second one we use the solid color, set the purple, set the transparency to 25%. Okay, that's fine. For the orange bars, solid color, again set the transparency to 25%. Okay, now for the lowest bar, select them, solid fill, give it a green color, make it 25. You can use your own combinations definitely, and go to series option, we make the gap width to around 50%, make them a bit larger, and series overlap up to around 45%. Here we are. Let's extend them a little bit further. Now here add a white solid line so we could have a clear boundary for every. This one is white again, and then solid line. This one is white again, and for the green ones, solid line. Select the color white. Okay, that's perfect. We have created a wonderful dashboard over here. Now let's format it furthermore and complete it. Okay, the next part is to add the headings for each chart. Press Ctrl F1 and hide it. Hide this field too. Alright, just copy this, Ctrl C and Ctrl V, paste it over here. Just get aside, put it over the side, and reduce its size. Bring it here and make it a little bit more oval. Reduce its size furthermore like this. And then right click on it, format shape. Okay, now decrease the transparency to around 15% for the purple, and for the white I think so for 40 would be good. That looks separately. Okay, now reduce the size and this, extend it, put it over here and copy it. Press Ctrl V, one for this, Ctrl V. We'll make this one another V, and then for this size, increase the size, adjust it over here, adjust it over here, reduce the size a little bit more. You go adjust it over here, and sorry, what is that? Put it down. Now insert a text box. Over here, write sales revenue. Select the text box, type no fill, no line, go to home tab, select the color to this, and increase the font size. Now adjust its size again. There you are. Press Ctrl F1, increase its size a little bit more. I think so, that looks perfect. Ctrl B to fold it. Here we are. Just fill it in the middle. Right, fine. Now Ctrl C, Ctrl V. Another one here. Type sales revenue by geography. Extend its size. And in the middle, that looks fine. Let's look at previous shape. Bring it down here. Select the text box. Hold on. Control C and Control V. Yeah. Bring it over here. Type units sold. Reduce the size. Just it here. Okay, that's fine. Here's the shape. Okay. Here's the shape a little bit. This one. Alright. Now adjust this chart a little bit. again copy it, paste it over here. Sales revenue by product. Arrange it. Yeah, bingo. Now we have created everything. Now last part is before we create slices, just put the heading. E-commerce dashboard. Click like this, put it up in the middle, Control F1 and increase the size to any suitable. Bring it over here. E-commerce dashboard. Here we are. It's perfectly fine now. Okay. Now we have the last part that we need to put in these slices, and now let's learn how to create slices and format them. Alright, to create slices, let's move back again to tutorials pivot table tab, and there we have our pivot tables. Okay. Let's learn how to create slices by using pivot tables. We have 4 pivot tables in this sheet, which were previously created by using these data tables, and we have created some charts by them. Now let's connect all those charts by using slices. How can we get these slices? Let's click the one pivot table, go to pivot table, analyze, click insert slices, and you will see this kind of tab open here. We have around 6 and 7 things appear. Now we will select our desired slices. We will select date, month, and the product and the country, region. That's what we all need. Okay, press OK. There you go. Now we have our slices. The first thing that we need to do with them is to connect all of these slices with our pivot tables. How to do it? Right click on it, just go to report connections and connect this slicer with the 4 pivot tables. Alright, now select the next one, click report connection, connect this one with the other 3 as well. Select third one, report connection, select all 4. There we are. Now our 4 pivot tables are connected with these 3 slices, and the next thing that we have to do is to format these slices. I have actually created a custom formatting for these slices, and that's a long process. For that I will create another video to how to format slices. Right now we will just use this formatting. Select it, go to slicer, and just select this one. Hang on. Alright, this one and this, and no, that's great. Our slices are ready. Let's select them, Control X, and bring them to our dashboard, just like that. And then the product, decrease the size, then the country, region. Here you can keep the product, reduce its size to, now that's perfect. I think so, just drop it a little bit more, adjust it so it will look more better. That's fine. Now next thing that we will do is select all these rows, right click, hide. There we are. Okay, bingo. Now we have created our dashboard, and this dashboard series is completed. Only slides for formatting is remaining, and I will show you how to format these slides. That's a long process, and I will create another video for it by some other time. And to know how to use this dashboard, just go back to my introduction video where you can have all of the details. So how to use them. You can see that these all slices are connected like we have seen previously, and that's perfectly working. Alright, that's it for now, and stay tuned. See you in another video. Bye bye.